It's been well over a it's been well close to a decade since the Gouki archetype was first introduced to the Yu-Gi-Oh TCG. Now, after almost 10 years, we are getting some brand new Gouki support that we never would have expected to be released ever, but here we are today. And the new Gouki support has been added to the upcoming core booster set Doom of Dimensions, which in the TCG we should be getting it right around the end of the year. So without any further ado, let us talk about the new Gouki support for that has been released for the core booster set Doom of Dimensions. Only 5 cards though, but it's all good. Not gonna complain. Honestly, the weird thing about Gokis is that they really didn't. It really didn't take off that much. I know that it got a couple of YCS tops when they were first introduced. I think the archetype was still missing like at least like 10 cards, and the deck ended up becoming a meta viable strategy once those cards got released. But over time, the deck started to just dwindle away because players thought that the deck was too bricky. Now, with these 5 new cards, maybe that luck could potentially change. So without any further ado, let us get down to business. Kicking things off, we've got Gouki Mashin Suprex, which is a 4-star Earth Warrior tuner with 1800 attack, 0 defense, and both of its effects are once per turn. The first effect reads: you can reveal this card and one other Gouki in your hands. Special summon both, but you cannot special summon while you control either of those monsters except for Goukis. Second effect, if this card is sent from the field to the grave, you can add one Gouki card from your deck to your hand, except this card. So this is a really good target for Rhoda. You're able to automatically go into a you can automatically go into a potential Link 2. You can go into a potential Synchro 8 if you have a second 4-star Gouki. You can go into a fusion with this card. This card is actually kind of sick. This is the exact card that Goukis needed to make the deck a very powerful strategy because of the fact that again it's a target it's a target off of Rhoda. You can Sidra this card out plus another Gouki, and if the archetype had an Xyz monster, it could have been a potential 1 card Xyz summon, which that alone to which that alone is just absolutely wild on all together. So to be able to say that Goukis are getting good support is saying a lot. That is saying a lot. But this is definitely one of those new cards that definitely screams meta. It's just absolutely broken. Plus, plus not only is this a target off of Rhoda, it also acts as a Rhoda itself. So whenever it's sent, so again it says if this card is sent from the field to the grave, meaning that it doesn't matter if you perform a fusion, a synchro, or a link summon, its effect would trigger and it becomes a Rhoda itself, meaning that you can add the Gouki field spell. You can add it's the counter trap if you wanted, or you can go into or you can add a Gouki Twist Cobra Suprex. You could add whatever you want off of this card's second effect, which is insane. Next up, we've got Gouki the Tyrant Ogre. which is a 8-star Earth Warrior fusion with 3,500 attack, 0 defense, and requires a Gouki Link monster plus a Warrior, Dino, or Cyberse monster. I think we all know what this means. It's another very powerful Super Poly target. So this deck going up against a solid, going up against decks like Firewall decks, Salad. You know damn well this deck. You know damn well this card is gonna be nasty. And I was right. The first effect is a once per turn that reads: if this card is fusion summoned, you can target cards on the field up to the total link ratings of the Gouki monsters used as material. Destroy them. If you used a Link 3 or higher monster as material, those cards cannot be activated in response to this effect's activation. Second effect, if this card battles, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. This is basically a board wipe, and it's a Super Poly target. Think about that. Think about that, guys. A Super Poly target that literally says, "Hey, I'm gonna break your whole fucking board simply by using your monster as my fusion material. So fuck you, fuck your board, you're done." That is what this card is saying. Literally being able to pop your opponent's board just right off the bat is absolutely wild, and it also acts as sort of like a skill drain, but for the battle phase only. So that's actually this is actually kind of sick. Absolutely nasty, guys. Absolutely insane. Next up, we've got Gouki Dragon Ogre, which is a 6-star Earth Warrior Synchro with 2,200 attack, 0 defense, and requires a tuner and one or more non-tuners, and both of its effects are once per turn. The first effect reads if this card is synchro summoned, you can add one Gouki spell from your deck to your hand. Second effect reads: if this card is sent to the grave, you can target one Earth monster you control and add one Gouki with lower attack from your grave to your hand. Also, while the targeted monster is face up on your field, your opponent's monsters can only target that monster for attacks. So that's actually kind of crazy, because you're able to protect your entire board during the battle phase, and that right there can give you the chance to potentially fight back, depending on what the opponent's board looks like. Plus, this is also spell Rhoda. It is literally a Rhoda for spells. Enough said. Let's see here. There's a note underneath Dragon Ogre that reads this card is likely a reference to Tatsumi Fujinami, aka the Dragon, a famous Japanese professional wrestler, and is credited for inventing the Dragon Suplex and Dragon Sleeper. So I do know all about Tatsumi Fujinami. In fact, I believe he got inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame quite a long time ago. Tatsumi Fujinami. Here we are. Yes, I believe he got inducted into the Hall of Fame quite a long time ago, and his pro wrestling debut was back in 1971. So that's a long ass time. Long ass time, and the son of a bitch is still wrestling. Think about this, guys. Take a look at this. This photo was taken during the pandemic. That was taken during the pandemic. So that proves that the son of a bitch can go, and he's still going, which is insane. Yes, I was right. I was right. He got inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame back in 2015, and he was inducted. He was actually inducted by none other than the Nature Boy Ric Flair. And interestingly enough, he actually did compete in WWE at one point in his career. In fact, he is a former WWE International Heavyweight Champion. He won the title 3 times, and a 2-time WWE Junior Heavyweight Champion as well. So the fact that the Junior Heavyweight Championship was around back in the day is wild. Absolutely wild, you guys. So to be able to say that Dragon Ogre is a reference to the Hall of Famer Tatsumi Fujinami is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Next up, we've got Gouki Chic Ogre. Speaking of references, this is definitely a reference to someone that we are very familiar with, which I will bring that up here in just a little bit. But Chic Ogre is a Earth Warrior Link 2 with 1900 attack, and its arrows are bottom left and bottom right. And it requires 2 Gouki monsters, and both of its effects are once per turn. The first effect reads: if a Gouki monster is added from the deck to your hand, except by drawing it, you can special summon any number of Gouki monsters from your hand with different levels from each other, but you cannot special summon while you control and any of those face-up monsters except for Goukis. Second effect reads: during your main phase, you can fusion summon a Gouki fusion from your action egg using monsters from your hand or field as material. So this is basically this is a really cool way to not only spam your board with a bunch of monsters, but this ensures that your Dragon Ogre is live, and you're able to go into a potential into another Gouki Synchro, and even also even also Link Climb, using this card as the material going into Gouki the Great Ogre or anything else, which is pretty wild. But what's even more insane is that this card can also act as a polymerization, which is pretty cool. But I think it's better to run Super Poly because of none other than Tyrant Ogre, because Tyrant Ogre again is a excellent Super Poly target. There's a note underneath Sheet Ogre that says this card might also be a play on Seek, as Go sought the Ignis as a mercenary working for Soul Technology. So basically a reference to I think to the Vrains anime. But there's a second note that says this card itself is a reference to Edward George Farhat, i.e. the Sheik, a famous pro wrestler. The card's use of fire for some reference is referencing a flame tag team death match with his nephew Sabu against Atsushi Onita, and Tarzan Godo. The Sheik suffered third-degree burns and nearly died, going into a coma. Or, or the or the fact Sheik was notorious for basically creating impromptu flamethrowers in matches. Big shoutouts to both men, to both Sabu and the original Sheik. Both I believe passed away not that long. Sabu actually just just passed away literally a week or two after WrestleMania weekend, which is wild. And then George Farhat, let's see. Um, George Farhat. Here we are. He passed away in January of 2003 due to heart failure. So big shout out to the original Sheik and shout outs to Sabu. God God rest their souls. Um, such incredible accomplishments that the original Sheik had. Former NWA Hawaii Heavyweight Champion, um, former NWA United States Champion, actually held the Detroit version of the title 12 times, which is mind blowing. Um, Former NWA Midwestern Tag Team Champion with Gypsy Joe. NWA World Tag Team Champion, Buffalo Athletic Club version with Gypsy Joe. WWA World Martial Arts Heavyweight Champion. ICW United States Champion 2 times and the inaugural champion. Um, let's see here. What else is here? Like so many incredible um so many incredible accomplishments. And let's see here. NWA Texas Heavyweight Champion. WWF United States Champion, and of course 2007 WWE Hall of Famer. So there's definitely a lot to consider with that. So to be able to say that that a lot of these cards are a reference to former to former to ex or current professional wrestlers is wild. Even Machine Suplex. It says here that for Suplex, this card is likely a reference to Junji Harata, i.e. Super Strong Machine, whose signature move is the Devil Windmill Suplex or the Machine Suplex Hold. So that was his yeah. Yeah, so it was no yeah, so the Machine Suplex Hold was his what was his big move. So that's actually kind of cool. Very cool. Um but now we move into the final card of the video, and it is known as Gouki Fighting Spirit, which is a continuous spell, and the second effect is a once per turn. The first effect reads: when this card resolves, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Earth monster. Excuse me, Warrior, Dino, or Cyberse from your hand in defense. Second effect reads: you contribute a Link 3 or higher Gouki monster, special summon a Dino Wrestler or G Golem monster from your deck or extra deck. Okay, this is actually kind of funny because of the fact that you can literally, and I think I saw this on Master Duel like maybe one time, but Gouki's Dino Wrestler and G Golem together are a very powerful are a very powerful combination. The the funny thing is that with Dino Wrestlers, with the Dino Wrestler archetype actually did a lot better than the Gouki archetype, mainly because Gokis didn't have a card as powerful as Pankratops, which Pankratops is a very powerful very powerful Cyber Dragon just on its own. It is a nasty card to deal with. So to be able to say that you can use this card in a deck that can use Gokis, Dino Wrestler, and G Golem all in one deck is absolutely wild. Let's see here. There's a note underneath that says this is a reference to Pain and Gain, Go Onizuka's skill that was called Toucan in Japan. Okay, so a nice little cool reference there. I'm being honest. If you look at the artwork, the artwork, it kind of looks like something out of the anime Overlord. It kind of looks like something out of that in a way. So that's kind of funny. But honestly though, I think these new cards definitely they can really do a lot of damage. I think with these cards can definitely help make the Gouki decks even more powerful. But there's still I feel like if the archetype were to get a couple of Xyz monsters, maybe even a couple of Pendulum monsters, maybe, I truly believe that Gokis will have the power to potentially break the meta. But still, these cards absolutely wild. Finally, good cards for a very weak archetype such as Gokis. But some people believe that Gokis doesn't require the Dino Wrestler archetype. I don't know if I believe it, but I know that G Golem and Gokis would work really well together. So I don't know if the Dino Wrestlers are required. I've never worked with Gokis before, so I wouldn't know. But I think honestly, it has that potential. But with that being said, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.